Hey there, everyone. I thought I would go live because I wanted to talk about a topic that is such a huge deal. This is probably one of the most important things, besides even just making any sound at all. That is just such an issue for a lot of students and even for some professionals. So here's the deal. Vocal registers are very important because basically you do have different mechanisms in order to have a wider range. It's almost like, your muscles, you have different muscles so that you can do different movements. A full range of movement can only take place when you're using all the different muscles, and together they allow you to have a full range of motion. And the same happens with a voice. Only when you're utilizing all the muscles and the full range of all of that can you have the full range of the vocal, all the pitches that you have available to you. So what I see a lot is that either, this is typical for a lot of men, especially those who don't have a high voice, who have maybe just a little lower voice or heavier, larger voice. They sing only in chest voice, and then the head voice is very minimal or non-existent because they have never really used it. This comes a lot from our childhood already, when we're taught, well, this is how boys sing. And on the other side of it are like the women who often have started singing in a choir, or I even had a kindergarten teacher and she told me she was trained to sing for kids or with the kids only very high, like this, like la 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 la. And so thank you so much. I will look at the comments in just a bit. I wanted to just get this out. And so a lot of times female singers will be trained to just sing in head voice. Also, when you're in a choir, it's just easier. When you're in the soprano section, as a matter of fact, even often in the alto section, because you would have to transition between registers a lot, it's just easier to go ahead and sing everything in head voice so you don't have to deal with that constant switching back and forth, which creates a whole plethora of problems potentially. So then there is this misconception that the mix is like something other than chest voice or head voice. It's chest voice or head voice. However, it's not black and white. Chest voice, you can sing it in a very heavy, dark way, and you can also sing it in a lighter, brighter way. So, na versus na. Different sound, different approach, which then means it connects to the higher register in a little bit different way. Also, if I sing head voice, if I pull it way down, it's different from da, da, da. It connects differently. This is where mix comes into play, but it's not like it's a different thing. Only when you have mastered and fully understood chest voice and all the intensity levels, the dynamics, and the different colors you can create with it, heavier and lighter, darker and brighter, and also all of the spectrum of your head voice. Only when you've mastered both of them and have a really good understanding and you feel the difference and you can create different ways to sing both, then you can talk about mixing, which only means you're not going to have an abrupt sudden shift in sound, but you're balancing it out. Mix is not a register. It only means you have very good control over that laryngeal tilt that happens when you shift from chest voice into head voice and then back. That is like low. See how there's a shift? It's a sudden flip in the voice. However, that flip can be sudden because I'm going from a very heavy chest voice tone to a very lighter or even prevalent head voice tone, or I can keep kind of the same sound in the same place. Then it's more balanced. Then it's na 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 na. I just transitioned from chest to head and back, but it wasn't this sudden flip in the voice to where I just changed the quality foundationally. And it is huge. Guys, if you are not using your head voice, you can't sing higher. It's very hard. You can't pull your chest voice up to a certain degree, but after that, it becomes very unhealthy. It becomes very risky because it's just really easy to crack because it's just, you can't sustain that weight way up high. That's when you need to transition into head voice. Ladies, if you want to sing pop music, you can't just stay in head voice because number one, the color is all wrong. When I was young, I never needed anyone, and making love was just for fun. How are you going to do that in head voice? When I was young, I never needed. I can't even sing that low in head voice. But there are women who just don't understand, like because it's not like they're not knowledgeable. It's just that it's an automatism. The voice is something no one can say they're a clean slate. No one can say, okay, I'm starting from scratch. I have never actually sung. Show me how to do it right. So everyone who has ever started lessons with a teacher, every human being, if they have a voice, they have sung with their voice, and they have sung a lot. My 18-month-old twins, they are starting to sing or imitate singing, and they love it. And so all they do is they just do what they see others do or what they hear others do. Hopefully my children, like my older daughter, she's 11. I think she has a really good, she doesn't know the names of it all, but when she can sing in chest voice, she can sing in head voice, and she hears me sing, and she knows there is an sound, and she knows there's a na sound. She just knows that it's different, and she can do that sound. So it's just, let me read your, hi everyone. Hi everyone. All things arty. I like that. Rose, hello from Philippines. Oh, hello to you also. Chapati. I'm just going to call you Chapati. Please, I beg, just talk about Michael Jackson and his singing style. Oh, definitely. A lot of chest voice, but he's so good at using his head voice, or he was so good at using his head voice. How do you think he does that? That is definitely not chest voice. And the reason why he had such a large range is because he utilized both of his vocal registers. He was really good at that. You know, all his also, of course, he had a very nice vibrato, fast, not shaky, fast, narrow, very pleasant vibrato, which adds more dimensions to the voice. That's why he good support, because that's why he was able to do a lot of fast ad-libs and be very accurate about it. That requires you to have a nice activated support. But I don't want to just go in detail now about Michael Jackson, but he's a good example for a guy who's using both of his registers, and that is the reason why he can sing on his lower end of the voice all the way. You know, this famous, he does a lot of he-he's and ha-ha's, and because he can. He does these that's head voice. And you can't create that sound if you're trying to stay in chest voice. Also, you can't be light. You know, if you're trying to be soft and high, you go, in order to have falsetto, falsetto is a soft, breathy head voice. You have to utilize head voice in order to do that. So that's just a quick lesson I wanted to share. I wanted to also tell you about my online singing school. It's open for registration anytime. But right now, next week, we have something cool coming up. We have the monthly live Q&A where you can talk to me live on a meeting, and I can actually see you on video. You can also send me clips ahead of time, and I can analyze what's going on in your voice if you have any question. Also, we have a group, like a community where you can be part of. We have also once a month an accountability hour where you will meet with CJ, our accountability coach, and tons and tons of resources and courses. If you've been binging singing videos and you love my videos, you love the online singing school. There are more than 100 people in there now, and I would love to add more, because the more active the community becomes, the more fun it's going to be. We're going to run challenges in there, monthly master classes. Every week we do an exercise of the week where you can just try it out. You can post it. There's a forum. You can post questions and ask and talk to each other. And I would just love to see you there. So the link is masteryourvoice.tv/singing school. I just want to let you know that we still have some spaces available to grow. Let me get back to this. I have just a few more minutes. Never sung in a beautiful way, but can I train my voice like Michael Jackson? Well, number one, you can train your voice to sing in all the vocal registers, to sing high and to sing low. You can train your voice to sing ad-libs, to do those hee. I mean, I can do it. You're not going to sound exactly like Michael Jackson because your voice sounds different. Your timbre, your natural timbre. I mean, you can hear me. I don't sound like Michael Jackson, but I can sing technically like Michael Jackson sang his technique. I can use his technique to sound, to sing the song like he sang the song. But of course, no one's voice is ever, of course, going to sound like Michael Jackson. And you don't want to sound like Michael Jackson. You want to sound like you, Chapati. You are you and you are unique. But if you emulate some of the technique and you want to sing in that style, you certainly can learn it. It's not rocket science. It's just a system. It's just how the voice works. It is learnable. And it doesn't matter how young you are. And it doesn't matter how old you are. And in my online singing school, you're going to learn about all these aspects, not just about the vocal registers, which, by the way, I think is one of the most important lessons. This is like one of the top things that ever happens. Hold on just a second. Of course, in the middle of my live stream, my daughter will come home. Hold on. Ooh. Okay, now my camera. Hello, camera. There's the camera. Well, my daughter came home earlier than normal. So, yeah. So let's see. Let me get back to your comments. How do you make your voice louder? Now, first of all, if you have breathiness, you have to get rid of breathiness, because trying to get louder while you have breathiness, meaning your vocal cords don't close tightly, that's very dangerous to try. On top of that, to try to be louder, you have to make sure your vocal cords are closed tightly so that you have a focused sound. And then, of course, you can work on resonance. Now, I can either sing, or I can open up the sound. Now, if I were to sing classically, now that is opening the space in a classical sense, but also instead of la, 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 I can go la, 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 la. Requires support, requires good vocal cord closure, requires good command of my chest voice or head voice, depending on where I want to sing. But if you have any amount of breathiness, it's very dangerous to try to get louder. But you can tweak, the vowel placement is really where you can tweak a lot. You know, if it's just nasal resonance a lot, no, not a lot happening. No, it's more brilliant. It's really not about being loud. It's about being beautiful. And usually when you are beautiful, resonance will happen, because resonance is beautiful. You're a 16-year-old boy. You have around a 4-octave range. Wow, that's good. Yeah, well, that is something, if you can, maintaining your range when you become an adult, that is something, it's almost like you have what you have physically, right? You can't change that. So your voice will most likely change at some point. And that is normal, and that is okay. Like my babies now, they're like, I still always say babies, they're toddlers, but my 18-month-old toddlers, my twins, I mean, the screech sounds that they make now, they are so highly pitched, that would be whistle register if I tried to create those sounds. They're so high. It's because at that age, because they're smaller, vocal cords are smaller, so it's easy to get high frequencies out. Of course, they can't bring out, they could never create a tone that low physically because the vocal cords and the shape of it. So when you get older, it is normal as you grow for your voice to shift. And whether you are going to be a grown-up who has a lower voice, or you're going to be a grown-up who has a higher voice, that is beyond your control. That does not mean, even if you have a lower voice, that you can't train your higher end. Or when you have a higher voice, you can also train your lower end. You can train more on the high end. But it is what it is. It's like you are in the body that you're in. And I don't think it's a bad thing to have a lower voice or to have a higher voice. Just be happy with what you have. But what is more important than range, there are hardly any songs on the planet that require you to have a 4-octave range. It doesn't exist. So instead of trying to the most important thing is your huge range, which is not the most important thing. The most important thing is the quality of what comes out, not the quantity of how many pitches you can sing. As long as you keep a beautiful resonant voice, then all you need to do is just find a key that works well for you. If you have a 2.5 or a 3-octave range, you can work with that. You can sing really pretty much anything with that. Don't need really more than that for really pretty much any song. Even a 2-octave song, that's a lot already. Most songs don't really go 2 octaves. Most songs are 1 or 1.5 octaves. You don't really need that. You said to be louder, you have to be less breathy, but Michael Jackson sings in a breathy way and louder. No. When in the moments when he sings loud, he is not breathy. When he is breathy, he's singing softly. Don't be fooled by the microphone because, of course, on recordings, it sounds like the volume is evened out a bit. Because, of course, you don't want everything to blow out when you sing loud. I mean, in studio production, everyone who's ever produced in studio, you know that. You work with the distance of the mic to your mouth, but also in post, we do compression, which means it evens out the sound. We normalize and then we compress. So no. When he does not sing, when he sings loud, I mean, think of Thriller, for example, or Beat It. No breathy. Even on the hee. Billie Jean is not my lover. It's not Billie Jean is not my lover. Not breathy. Oh, you're very welcome, Maggie. I'm gonna be a couple more minutes and then I have to wrap it up. It's been, let's just go for the 20-minute mark. I have a lot of stuff to do today. Today's Monday, which means in my online singing school, we publish Mindset Monday. That is a video about mindset every Monday because your mind is so important. Your attitude toward your voice and handling nerves and all the thoughts that you have when you sing, so important. And also the exercise of the week. And of course, I want to interact with everyone in the community. Hello, I have a question. I guess my voice is not good, but I want to be a singer. Is it possible? I get asked a lot about how can I be a good singer or how can I be a better singer? This is such a broad term. Also to say my voice is not good. This is so broad. Is it because can you not sing on pitch? Is that the problem? I mean, that is one of the major problems why someone will sound very off. That can be learned. Is it because you have it's wobbly? And because of that, you don't have control over pitch because it breaks. Do you not have good control over your vocal registers and it just keeps shifting back and forth between head and chest register? Again, even to have the things on your radar to know what is it that I need to even pay attention to? What are the parameters? What are some things that need to be in place in order for me to improve the sound of what's coming out? And to say good, bad singer, that is just such a broad term. You want to always think in very specific terms. Am I lacking support? Am I lacking, am I losing air? Can I just not sing more than 5 seconds and I always run out of air after 5 seconds? Might be a problem with the vocal cord closure, might be a problem with your breathing mechanism. Maybe you either don't get in enough air or you're losing too much air on the way out. And again, there's no way for me to know unless I would hear it. It's just it's like a doctor. If you tell him, "Ooh, my head hurts," oh my goodness, it could be so many causes. Just because someone's head hurts doesn't mean, oh, I know the diagnosis. It could be a lot of different things. And that's why in my online singing school, you could pinpoint it more. Again, I'll tell you the link one more time, masteryourvoice.tv/singing school. It's month to month. You can check it out just for a month and see if you like it. It's a month-to-month membership. And, there I could really help you. I could really help you figure out like where to start. And you have access to all the resources, all my courses, like all my courses, as long as you're a member, all my courses. And there are tons of courses, like thousands of dollars worth of courses. Of course, you don't have lifetime access, but you have, as long as you're a member, you could go through all those courses. And they're so much more in depth than the videos I can do on YouTube, because there is a progression. There's always like about one topic, you have to start somewhere, and then, there's another lesson about it and another lesson that progresses. There is a direction it needs to go, which on YouTube I can do one topic and I can't really like do in sequence. You kind of randomly on YouTube, you just randomly find videos, and it doesn't really make sense in like, what do I need to do first and how do I make it gradually more advanced? You have to start with it very simple things, the basic concepts, and then build on that. If you sing and your throat hurts, it might be because you don't have good vocal cord closure. If it's breathy and you're pushing on it, that strains your voice very quickly. But again, I can't really tell you. It's like the doctor says, oh, your head hurts. Could be many different things. So, okay, 4 octaves. That is huge. Yeah, that's not weird. It's just like some people are tall and some people are short, and some people have like, some adult men have like a lot of beard and some don't ever grow beards. Everyone's different. And it's not like better or like not good enough when you like have more or less range. It's just what it is. But you can train a lot on the top. Who's LP? Can you write that out? Who do you mean with LP? No, I can't really go into depth in that now. I can't, like right now I wanted to talk about the vocal registers, because it gets very confusing. The video has this title, and everyone who watches the video wants information about what the video is about. So well, thank you so much, Miumi. I'm gonna wrap it up now. We're 22 minutes already. Thanks everyone for watching. You know what? If you have more questions, on Instagram, DM me. I do answer all the questions, and also you can comment there. I do comment back there. YouTube is, there's just a lot of stuff going on here. I try to comment back, but Instagram is really the place. And I also do stories. I try to do stories every day, so you get a little bit more, stuff that's not even just on YouTube. Or if you waste, I'm also, everyone here is watching from YouTube. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and maybe I'll see some of you inside of my online singing school. I'd love that. And then I would love to listen to your voice and help you figure what's going on. Okay, I need to jump off now, and I will see you in my next live. Be blessed. Bye-bye.